There's an unspoken rule at this elite school. Real old money only eats the cheek meat from a fish, so if someone digs into the back meat, they're instantly clocked as poor. It was a twisted game created by the heirs of the 4 biggest tycoon families. Every year, they pick 50 poor students to play rich for 1 month. If you pull it off, you win a huge cash prize. But if you get exposed, you have to work for those 4 families for 50 years. I was just a nobody who could barely afford to eat until I got picked by this elite academy while delivering takeout. I looked down at the gold-trimmed invitation in my hand and thought of my bedridden mother. In the end, I nodded and joined this bizarre, ridiculous game. On the first day of school, I forced myself to act like cold, untouchable old money and walked through the gate with a niche luxury suitcase. The entrance was packed with rich kids there for the show, because today was the official start of the game. Everyone stared, waiting for the lousy fake nobles to appear. I knew exactly what they wanted, to laugh at slum kids getting nervous and awkward while pretending to be upper class. Some even placed bets on how many days these trash commoners would last. The second my face appeared, every rich boy and girl on campus looked my way. I naturally gave off that cold, expensive vibe, and all the rich kids started glancing over, whispering about who I was. I frowned a little, glanced at the packed crowd, then at the wet, uneven ground, and impatiently picked at my ear. Then I pointed at a rich boy frozen off to the side. "You, take off your jacket and lay it down for me. I don't like my shoes getting wet." The second I said that, the boy I called out stared at me in shock. "Holy crap, this guy's insane!" Don't tell me he's that rumored mystery heir. The noisy crowd went dead silent for a few seconds, and not one person dared talk back. Because this year, the 4 tycoon heirs changed the rules. To make the game harder, they even had retired top-tier heirs pose as brand new commoner students. I only had a niche brand suitcase, but no one could tell whether I was a poor kid playing rich or a real heir keeping a low profile. I narrowed my eyes and wore a cold expression, like I didn't put anyone there in my sight. Everywhere my gaze landed, the rich kid standing there felt a chill. The air seemed to freeze. Nobody dared make a move, afraid of offending that legendary heir. My God, who is he? His aura is insane! But some students couldn't stand my arrogant attitude and snapped back. Humph. He's obviously one of the poor kids this year, just better at acting than the others. I walked up to the rich girl who looked unconvinced and, right in front of everyone, slapped her across the face. "What did you just say?" Louder, I didn't catch that. Then I pulled out a handkerchief and wiped my hand like I'd touched something disgusting. No one expected me to throw hands without a word, and the crowd instantly started buzzing. Damn! That's Wei Dafu's daughter. Her dad's top 10 on the global rich list, and he still dared to hit her. How can a grown man hit a girl? She only said a couple things. That's so classless. The rich girl held her face in disbelief. She'd never suffered anything like this in her life, and she was shaking with rage. "You slapped me? Do you know who my father is? My dad is Wei Dafu, top 10 on the global rich list. You're dead." I didn't take her threat seriously at all and stepped right past her. A rich girl like her had always been treated like royalty. She'd never been ignored like this. She suddenly grabbed the corner of my clothes. "Stop! Who said you could leave?" Then came a clank, and a black card with gold patterns fell to the ground. A sharp-eyed student spotted it right away and pointed at the floor in shock. "Look, what is that?" Every eye locked onto the black card. No way. A black card. The black card. There are only 3 in the world. Gasps broke out all around us. I curled my lips into a slight smile. So the trick worked. Good thing I paid big money to fake that card. I raised my head, arrogantly pointed at the guy from earlier, then at the black card on the floor. "Pick it up. Once you do, it's yours." The guy was flattered out of his mind, grinning like he'd won the lottery. I was obviously lying like I was handing out a favor, but he didn't feel humiliated at all. He just smiled even more sycophantically. He rushed over, picked up the black card by my feet, and handed it back to me with both hands. A card this valuable? Even with 10 times the courage, I wouldn't dare use it. "You should keep it." I shot at a disgusted look, took the now dirty black card with my handkerchief, and casually tossed it straight into the trash can. "It's dirty now. How am I supposed to use it? If nobody wants it, toss it." The student who recognized the card earlier looked at me like his heart was breaking. "My chest, my heart hurts. That's one of only 3 black cards in the world, and he just threw it away." As for the guy in front of me, his eyes darted around. He'd already decided I was a real top-tier heir pretending to be ordinary, so he carefully asked, "Hi, I'm Jung Rui. My family runs hotels, and you are?" Jung Rui had just asked what everyone there wanted to know. I knew this was my first test at the academy. Pass, and I get into the game. Fail, and I'm done for. I took a deep breath, forced down my nerves, and answered calmly, "Who I am is none of your business." Just then, someone from the student council hurried over and stopped in front of me. "You're Gu Moyan, right? Freshman registration's almost over. You're the only one left. Come with me." The moment those words landed, the crowd exploded. His last name is Gu. Don't tell me he's the young master from the Gu family, the top-tier family that's been out of the spotlight for years. I heard young Master Gu just came back to the country this year. I can't believe they pulled him in. The school really went all out for this game. The rich girl who'd been acting all high and mighty a second ago immediately hid behind the crowd, afraid I'd come after her. Jung Rui got even more obsequious and quickly snatched the suitcase from my hand. "Let me carry that for you." "How could I let you do something this minor yourself?" "Leave it to me." Jung Rui patted his chest to show his loyalty. I pretended not to care, nodded, and walked straight ahead. But when no one was looking, I quietly breathed out. When I glanced at all those rich kids and saw nothing but fear in their eyes, I knew my cover as the mysterious Gu heir who had just returned had landed. So the 3 months of planning weren't for nothing. At this school, almost everyone came from money. One wrong move and I'd be exposed. Only by posing as a mysterious family with bottomless connections could I keep them in line. and the identity of a Gu heir who'd just returned to the country perfectly covered the fact that I had no friends here. After registration, I walked through campus with steady steps, acting totally unimpressed by the academy's luxurious buildings, like I was strolling through my own backyard. That cold, expensive attitude made everyone even more convinced I was really young Master Gu, and they treated me with more respect. Soon I stopped in front of a lavish standalone villa and pointed ahead. "Yeah, this place will do, I'll stay here." One girl stared with her mouth hanging open and blurted out, "Oh my god, that's where the heirs of the 4 tycoon families live. How does he dare?" Jungray looked at me with a troubled expression. "Young Master Gu, I know another place that's just as nice. Why don't we switch?" I ignored Jungrui's warning, walked straight into the villa, and pointed at one of the bedrooms. "This room looks fine. You, throw all his stuff out, replace everything with new ones, and clean it up." Jungray broke out in a cold sweat. "This is Ye Xiao's room, the hottest-headed one out of the 4 heirs. If he catches us when he gets back, we're both dead." I shot him a cold glance. "Afraid of what? Who the hell does he think he is?" Suddenly, one of Ye Xiao's die-hard fans instantly snapped and lunged forward to defend him, but a calmer friend grabbed him. "Are you crazy? His last name is Gu. Do you have a death wish?" The die-hard fan instantly cooled off and could only watch as Ye Xiao's things were thrown out of the upstairs room one by one, crashing onto the ground below and causing an uproar. Has he lost his mind? Those are Ye Xiao's personal things and he's just tossing them out? Upstairs, Jungray didn't hesitate for a second. He immediately pulled out his phone and made a call, sounding urgent and shamelessly flattering. "Hello? Bring people here right now. Buy everything in young Master Yi's room again, same exact specs. Nothing better than the originals." After hanging up, he even leaned over and glanced downstairs, looking desperate to suck up. Before long, everything was taken care of. Once I shut the bedroom door, I could clearly feel the eyes on my back finally disappear. The cold expression I'd been forcing onto my face vanished instantly. My whole body relaxed, and I threw myself onto the soft bed in the luxury villa. I patted my chest and let out a long breath. That was close. I finally cleared the first round. For this so-called noble game, I'd done everything I could. I quit all my side jobs, took the 100,000 yuan deposit from the academy, and spent 3 months hiring detectives to investigate every powerful family and write everything down. During prep, I memorized everyone's family background and personality at the academy, especially the identities of the 4 tycoon families. I knew them inside out. I even took out a brutal 1 million yuan loan online. I knew exactly what this meant. Now that I'd chosen this path, I had to win. If I failed, I'd spend my life being chased by debt collectors. I sat up, pulled out the photo of me and my mother from my pocket, and silently made a vow. This time, I wouldn't just survive the month and collect the prize. I would move up in the world for real and become true old money. As long as I gained power, the suffering of my past could never come for me again. I was done being stepped on. This time, I was climbing to the top. The next day, school started. I slipped into class right as the bell rang. Dozens of eyes turned to me at once. Wearing my usual look of disdain, I ignored every burning stare and took a seat by the window in the corner.